Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right, guys. Hey, guys.
Fucked
Sorry
up
to
our
keep you
intro.
waiting. We were having a wonderful discussion with Yabonks and Magik Owen about his beautiful, luscious, beautiful hair.
Look at it.
I didn't start it.
It's glorious.
I feel like every time I see you, we go on this like 5-minute tangent about my hair. I feel like I need to cut you some and send it to you in the mail or something. Anyway, do your intro.
I have seen his hair in person, and it looks incredible.
I'll pay for the postage.
Well, this is a good way to start, isn't it?
Welcome to DeFi Kings.
Welcome, everybody. And we have a special guest. We have the most amazing guest because his tomb fork is at PEG, which is like mind-blowing. Mark from Dex Finance. He is heading, he's one of the main guys at Dex Finance. And welcome, Mark.
Hello. I'm also Jaded Emperor on Discord and Telegram.
Jaded Emperor, yes. You guys did something really interesting on Dex Finance, and you invited me and Yabonks to do it, which is these new vaults. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today, including the Xen Crypto and Yieldnodes, the whole Yieldnodes fiasco and everything. But before we get there, I just wanted to tell everyone that the vault that I made in Dex Finance is doing better than the one that Yabonks made.
Bullshit. Oh, man. No, I don't think that's true.
Hold on. Well,
if we're talking TVL, I mean, we got Moneybags McGee over here. Sure. Like, I'm scraping together my pennies. I'm gonna put $1,000 in mine once I get the money saved up.
Look at this. There's Yabonks. Yabonks is right there. He's got $10,500 in that bad boy. And let's look at Yabonks' strategy. Yabonks' strategy is weird. He's got 5%, 90%, and 5%.
Yabonks is in that holy matrimony with BNB, walking down the aisle.
I am a straight shooter. It is a Degen strategy. It even says Yabonks Degen. If you click the little info button, this is not financial advice. You could probably potentially lose all your money. Who knows? It's DeFi. But if this thing works, it takes 30% profits every day from your rewards. So it's like the maxed out for taking profits, but you're farming that Dex share BNB, which has actually the highest APR. It's almost the same APR as just pure Dex share, but then you also have that impermanent loss to kind of buffer things in case Dex share has some wild swings. So I think it's the most Degen, but kind of safer Degen strategy. Just my opinion.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. However, I could just go buy Dex shares in BNB and avoid you.
You
makes
could.
A good point. Bull move, Cotton.
That's true. However, with Yabonks' strategy, it would be automatically compounding and keeping those allocations. And so as the value of those assets increase, he's automatically increasing his Dex share BNB pair.
Exactly. So I'm getting 70% of my rewards every day compound right back into that spread.
Mark, the Jaded Emperor, said on his, he told me I have the best strategy, actually, because this is mine. It says Dao King. And he said it is so amazing that it's already being copied, right? I've already seen some people try to copy me. So I split it up a little bit, as you guys can see. And there's a reason I did this. And I have 14,500 in my vault, unlike Yabonks, who only has $10,000 in there. It's okay. So the difference here is a little bit more exposure all over the place. Not quite the same APY, but I am compounding like crazy. I am only giving 10% back because if you believe in the future of Dex Finance, you want to keep compounding those rewards. Obviously, Yabonks doesn't believe in the future.
I am a mercenary liquidity farmer. I am here to pillage and take profits.
You're here for a good time, not a long time.
You know what's one way to kind of settle this dispute once and for all is you can click on the strategies and see the performance charts, and then you can compare the performance of the two strategies head to head.
Oh wow, I actually haven't done that yet. That's a good idea.
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but my last video was a little insane. Your last video on Astrobit was absolutely hilarious. It is, It was funny, but I lost like $5,000 on that bad boy on those bots. But the bread bites people who made the bots. I don't know what to say about them because we had a little feud going on Twitter back and forth, and they're like basically dismissing all of this, which is bizarre. The data is right there. Come talk to me about data, not dismissing it. So it makes me very curious why, if you're trying to sell people bots, why you don't want to talk about the data. You kind of deflect it. You say you didn't run it long enough. Well, I couldn't run it long enough, guys, because I would have destroyed my entire account. Number one, 25%. How much more you want to go down? And 25% in 3 weeks? That's not enough data to say your bot sucks. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think, Yabonks? Not enough.
I've injected quite a bit into the bots now. Okay. Obviously, I'm manually entering them. On the ones that it opened on itself. So it opened 3 trades, and all 3 trades took a loss.
Thank you. I am not insane for calling these assholes out.
So it's 0 for 3 on its own strategy, right? So like it longed AVAX on a downtrend on Bitcoin. Like I was TAing Bitcoin and I look at the bot and I'm like, how am I down $116 on this thing? Like what the heck just happened? It literally longed AVAX when Bitcoin tanked the other day. I'm like,
I know. I was in those trades with you, and I'm looking at these bots going, what TA?
I know. I PM'd you to close it.
I did.
I PM'd you to close it.
Did you run your bots on full auto? I mean, yeah, they run on auto. It's a bot. I mean, I started closing them because they started doing crazy, stupid shit. We started closing them, but they were running I ran them for about 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, 1 or 2 of them, and I was like, okay. I can't wake up one morning and be down $1,500 or $2,000, which is what was happening. It was just grabbing. Remember the falling knife? It was just grabbing the falling knife on Bitcoin. So,
but it was going the wrong way. It was going the wrong way.
I don't know what to
say. Bitcoin was going down, and it was trying to long it. It was retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. My limited experience with bots is that I haven't seen any bot platform that performs the way they advertise it does. Now, I've known people to find some success in botting, but only during a bull market when everything's generally doing pretty good. And then they also set their bots to make really small profits in like as safe and conservative a fashion as possible. I wouldn't invest in a project or something that's kind of saying like, we're going to take this and put it in bots for you. I mean, that happened with that one. It was like that famous BitConnect thing. That was the same shit.
BitConnect. That guy who's like, man, that guy's the coolest.
Not the word I would use.
So I totally agree.
Courageous person.
I think TA bots have to be they're very manual, and you actually have to know a bit of TA and what you're doing and have a plan of if you think the market or whatever pair you're trading is going up or down. And like what Mark was saying, in a bull market, there are certain bots that do well in them, but in a bear market or in a downtrending channel, there are bots that do well in that, but you have to know that, and you have to know which bot to choose to use for those situations. Now with like you said, what was the name of that bot, DK?
Bread bites.
So that means nothing to me. So I don't know what the hell situation I would use that bot in, right? But
so what I don't understand about this sort of basic premise of bots is that if these are tools that are accessible to anybody, like all of the rewards will ultimately get arbitraged away. So how could this possibly be a market that anyone could ultimately profit in? Like to any meaningful degree, there will be like some profit, and there will be sort of a base rate established that will fluctuate in small amounts based on how good your bot is. But
I think the argument would be based on adoption, right? Like
it would be like how fast does that happen? How much do the premiums get competed away?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that there's not enough downloads on these bots. Like the one I was using was called French Toast and it had 276 downloads and it was trading BTC. That's not enough. You'd need that number to be in the tens of thousands for it to have an
impact. That presupposes that there aren't like thousands or tens of thousands of other algo bots, like, raping these moves.
But they're not buying Bitcoin. They're buying the futures.
Is that sort of a first of its type?
I don't think so. I think they're all buying futures because
there's a couple other companies.
I would have to assume there are hedge funds and et cetera, like operating very large capital, like sophisticated bot trading operations, right? If there is money there would be.
There's some, but the regulated hedge funds can't do it because they can't invest in crypto, which kind of scares everyone. Like everyone's talking about how they want regulations to come into this space. But look how well crypto has been handling this downwards in the stock market. Crypto has been doing so well. And one of the reasons it's doing so well is because we don't have Wall Street in crypto. Because Wall Street is really just shorting the living daylights out of the stock market. And they're not doing that in crypto right now. So, you guys want regulations. Well, will the next crypto bear market, will BTC go down 90% because of it? Because they're literally massacring stocks in the stock market. You have stocks that are being destroyed. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there's a lot of big money already using automated trading on crypto markets that might not just have regulated public exposure that we know about, and I don't know, like I've been using trading bots since 2016, 2017 for crypto. Like I've been using Binance's API to write my own JavaScript node.js bots that I would write. And there are tons like on GitHub that you can fork and do your own TA strategies on. If you want to try to front run those futures to try to front run those bots that you were talking about, you can try that with your own strategies. I was using Crypto Hopper, a platform just like what you were talking about in like 2016, where you could buy other people's strategies that they would make. And I think it all comes down to that marketing, like Mark was saying. Like, do you just throw out some crazy APR or whatever and say, you're going to get this, but like you don't educate exactly how it works and like the best strategies to use it? So I think there's a lot of like personal responsibility and education, but also marketing responsibility and education that goes along with these platforms. They're not new. It's just another marketing cycle for new companies doing this kind of thing. That's I still use Pionex trading bots. They're awesome. Like I use grid bots if it's going up. I use reverse grid bots if it's going down, and arbitrage bots are basically evergreen. They just nickel and dime slowly over time, and you'll get gains. I mean, there's risk to everything still, but like you just gotta know what you're doing. And
the other sort of component is like a lot of those opportunities only exist because of the illiquidity in DeFi. Like even at the peak of the bull run, like most of these chains were highly illiquid and easy to manipulate for people with any sort of real money. So like when you're talking about arbitrage opportunities, it's like, why do those opportunities exist? It's because there's not deep enough liquidity on chain for people to trade with. So like one would think with institutional adoption, all of those things you're talking about, a lot of those opportunities also sort of get competed down to nothing as well, or not nothing. Eventually. They just become, the types of returns you see in DeFi start to mirror something a little closer to what you might see in the
and then you
world.
See other bots being developed to front run those other bots that are like diluting all those movements.
I feel like MEV is like, I don't know. It's sort of like trying to buy nuclear weapons to prevent the other dude from buying more
that's what it is. It's an arms race.
It's so competitive, and anti-MEV products are getting better and better. Like I don't know. Seems like a losing battle or losing game.
Most of the trading bots we've been talking about this whole time are central exchange bots, by the way. They use the central exchange APIs. There is a new company out here called Alchemy. They are using DeFi dexes. Yeah, whoa. So Alchemy, that's like their whole like
look that up.
Unique pitch, right? Their competitive edge that they use actually dexes for their TA trading bots, and like some of the numbers people are putting out, people always show like crazy numbers on trading bots, right? So I take it always with a grain of salt.
I would be so terrified to commit real capital to that. Yeah. I feel like somebody smart is just going to figure out what those bots are doing and wreck all of them at once.
And that's the thing. And DeFi is even more illiquid. So you have more opportunities for that MEV stuff, the maximum extractable value or whatever it means. You can get all those little bots But I don't know. I think like, you know, we got people like Dao King. You got people in your server and in my community that are like super smart DeFi Web3 coders, right? They're and like their MEV scripts are awesome, right? They can write MEV scripts and they're doing that arms race. And like, so like there are people who've been doing that out here making millions of dollars for years and years. It's interesting. Now we're seeing projects come out like the Alchemy one where they're kind of like doing MEV as a service with like some kind of like NFT access to it or something like that. I don't know. I'm not affiliated with them. I haven't used
sort
it.
of like a last squeeze of the grapefruit or something. Cause like, I don't know. I see all these new DEX primitives like, you know, Trader Joe's liquidity book and all this stuff, which is going to essentially, it's going to make it like those kinds of inefficiencies and slippage based stuff harder to game. I'm sure it'll create its own sort of set of exploitable opportunities too. So it's just gonna like be layering on a different game for the Gigabrain gray and black hats out there.
So for the most part, the big question I get a lot is when Brando bought. Well, Brando is a himself. I'm actually trying to get Brando to come on and manage the Truth Seeker Treasury, but we got to have a conversation and everything because he is a human machine when it comes to trading. So Brando, I'm going to actually have an opportunity for you to have your own bot one day. It's coming up very soon, by the way. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I just closed. I just got my short filled and took profit for $363. So not too bad.
Of course, you print money in your living room in your underwear. That's what.
Well, he's live streaming with us. He's like, yeah, I just made $363. What's up?
$300. I made dinner money. I made dinner. I'm going to go to dinner now.
Well, the other one's still open. It's up $813. So
of course.
Hopefully it goes all the way down to 18,100. What's that?
Crazy. You know how many T-shirts you could buy with $813?
I bought some T-shirts yesterday.
You bought like a whole wardrobe, bro.
Yeah.
It's the brand.
I went to Kohl's yesterday and bought some new Nike shorts too.
Nice. So guys, please make sure to press the like button and to share the video, get this out and to all the YouTuber algos going. But I want to talk about a couple things out there. And if you guys want to hear us talk about two subjects that are really big right now, one is the Xen Crypto and the second one is Yieldnodes. You guys tell us which one you want us to talk about first. We look to see what's going on here. But, this one's funny. This one's for Brando too. Tell us what you think about this comment, Brando.
Come on, Brando, shill the roaring lion. That's Madrid's project, actually. I don't have anything bad to say about Madrid. I like Madrid as a person. Madrid, obviously low. Yeah, Madrid from Serenity. He has that roaring lion project. He has that Doge project that he's running on Doge Finance or whatever. I don't have anything against Madrid, but it's low liquidity, and people like me, I can't invest in low liquidity projects anymore. I mean,
I got you.
Just the slippage. I mean, for me to sit there and babysit something for like $2,000 or $3,000, it's just not worth my time anymore. I can make way more money on a $2,000 trade on Bitcoin, make like 3 of them a day, and sit back and drink my Bud Light or my Busch Light and chill.
Mark, we talked a little bit about your background, but I don't know if people do know about your background here. But can you you're running one of the most successful tube forks we've ever seen. How did Mark come out of nowhere? I don't know if you've done other DeFi projects, but what is your background that has led to this moment where you are running? Like, what the hell is going on? There's a secret in here, and I want to hear it.
Yeah, so I mean, the first part of that to dispel is that I'm not running Dex Finance. It's a team effort for sure. I didn't think that I would be in the position I'm in today, where I'd be sitting in YouTube interviews about cryptocurrency. I'm a retail business owner. I started a couple businesses when I was in my early 20s. And that kind of was my game plan for a while. I have a couple stores here outside of Toronto and Ontario. And that kind of pays the bills and everything. In 2017, one of my employees said to me, like, hey, man, you should invest in this thing called Ripple. And I normally actually probably wouldn't have done anything about it. But just by chance, the day before, my dad from Jamaica called me up from outside Montego Bay and was like, Mark, you got to invest in this thing called Ethereum, man. It's going to change the world. And I was like, if my dad's telling me about crypto at this point, like I can't be sleeping on it anymore, right? So I listened to my employee. I hit up my business partner, my best friend, and I was like, yo, let's toss a little bit of scratch in this and see what happens. It was our first time really investing. You know, we hadn't even done like traditional investments really. That came later. We ended up getting into it as a result of thinking that it would be as great as crypto. So I ended up putting about 5K into Ripple back then. Back when, you know, no one was really talking about shit. And then the bull run happened and then that blew up. I took profits from that. I put it into VeChain. That blew up. I took profits from that. I put into other blue chips like Hedera Hashgraph and some other things. The market came down. I kind of sat through it. My portfolio went from a few $100K to like $10,000 literally.
What?
Oh man.
Because I didn't sell anything, man. And that's actually a thing that I need to work on, if I'm being real, is I hold bags chronically. So I held all my bags through the big crash into the coronavirus and everything, and it went down. But during that time, you know, I'd gotten more and more involved in DeFi. I discovered, especially closer to the last bull run, I discovered Olympus Ohm pretty early. So I did very well with that. And then from that, I branched off into other things like Reaper. I learned of Tomb, but didn't get involved. Bomb came out. We found Bomb at like under 500,000 TVL. The night Aaron created it, we got into that like real early. That blew up. And so my experience actually ended up being an advisor on the Bomb team. Just my experience with investing in all kinds of different things and just being a person who has a bit of money just to kind of like give my advice where my mind frames at with these sort of things, right? And then through being an advisor on the Bomb team for some time, just kind of things didn't kind of work out there, you know, where I wasn't really agreeing with some of the decisions that the team was making. So I just focused on our own thing, you know. Me and Jake, the co-founder of Dex Finance, we had already created Dex IRA about 1.5 years ago. So that's an IRA token. The whole premise is that it's like a tax-advantaged way to save money. So you can buy in for zero tax. It's a reflection token. For those of you that might be watching at home and aren't familiar, reflection was the whole premise of like, buy this, it's got a buy tax and a sell tax, and a portion of that sell tax goes back to holders in their native token. So you would see things popping up like Baby Cardano, Baby XRP, etc. We ended up creating the first reflection token that you can change the reflection reward between like 30 different options, and it doesn't have a buy tax. And if you hold it long enough, it doesn't have a sell tax either. So the whole premise is if you sell it early, then you contribute to reflection rewards for everybody else. If you hold it for at least 1 year, then your investment matures like an individual retirement account, and you can pull out your savings and your gains along the way.
I'm holding a bag of that, by the way, and I'm getting BNB reflections periodically from it, so that's nice.
Yep. Interesting. But you can get reflections in like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cake, anything really. There's quite not anything, but there's like 30 options right now. So with IRA, when we first created that, we weren't really in the mindset of seniorage protocols. Jake and I were particularly kind of enthralled by Rebase and just Olympus specifically. We weren't really huge on a lot of the forks, but we were kind of Olympus maxis. And so when we thought about like different ways that we can kind of bridge these DeFi tools and traditional finance vehicles together, our mind was seeing what we could do with the Rebase concept. Then through experiencing Bomb and Team Forks and kind of seeing like the potential that's there with seniorage protocols. And what we could see is what we thought were fundamental flaws. You know, we couldn't give up the opportunity to just do our own thing and really like showcase what a Tomb fork can be, right? Yeah, the name of the game for Dex Finance really is just kind of taking like traditional concepts, IRAs, ETFs, traditional finance vehicles, and incorporating them into DeFi and then making them accessible to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys have done is, what's the word? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, you guys are holding peg in a market no one else is. You guys are doing things. I think your share token price, not financial advice, is probably, given circumstances and the potential, probably good price. It's really crazy, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, the market being down certainly doesn't help, but when we compare our metrics, at least to other similar protocols, we're definitely outperforming in the different sectors, especially peg regulation. We've made history in the sense that we've created the protocol to never lose peg, and it hasn't. It's been printing nonstop for like 5-6 months. Even today, you're getting 0.25% daily on boardroom prints.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I have probably two or three X'd on Dex Finance since I did that in-depth project review for you guys a few months ago. After I like learned all about it, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna put some in here. I put like probably $2,000 in there, and it's just like been my most consistent yield farming and boardroom printing protocol. And I like how your boardroom rewards isn't just the pegged token. It's not like this massive inflation. It's very controlled because you use your ETF token to dilute that reward, but you also get blue chip tokens in addition to it. So like you guys are paying out from your treasury assets, but you're conserving the inflation, and it's allowed you to just keep going and going and going.
Well, that's it, right? With the traditional seniorage model, using TOOM as an example, super accessible, it's not designed so that as it expands during the expansion phase and mints tokens, that those people can then just sell all their earnings immediately. It immediately will tank the project. It's not sustainable. As a result, the panic that ensues when the peg loses and the share token falls, things spiral out of control, right? You end up finding that you're spending way less time building, more time just trying to keep people's morale up and tell them that it's going to be okay and that we'll get peg again soon.
Right.
So with our protocol, like you were saying, the key really is just that. We take the leverage out of paying people in the native token, the peg token, out of people's hands, and we put it in the hands of a smart contract, does all the balancing automatically, figures out what's healthy for the protocol, and pays people appropriately in a way that's measured. So, sorry?
Yeah. So I just want to know, where are you guys getting the funds to keep paying out the peg? Like, that's the big question.
The same way every seniorage protocol does. We sell the peg token. So we keep the peg token at a price, and we sell it, and we keep it at that price. And for months, when we first launched the protocol, we launched and we kept the peg at $1.40. And so we were purposefully selling and filling up the treasury at that surplus. So now we have way more buying power. If it drops under peg, we're buying with our sales at $1.40. We're buying up under $1, right?
Can I ask, what is the health of the treasury in comparison with the peg token supply? Do you know that offhand? I haven't looked in a while.
Yeah. So the peg token supply market cap is about 2 million right now, and then our treasury is about 21 or 2.1 million.
Nice. So you could buy up the entire supply of the peg token if you really wanted to.
If all the US DEX in circulation were sold, we could buy it back up to $1. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So back when I heard that was how it was back, like 5-6 months ago when I did my review on you guys, it was like, and it's still that healthy. So like,
that's funny. It's funny because you got in really early as an influencer. I found that when reaching out to people, I found that what we were saying the protocol was going to do wasn't believable. I was like, no, you don't understand. We can't lose peg. We designed it to always maintain peg. That's not, that's a feature of our thing. And people be like, no, it doesn't make sense. It's too complicated. Because we pay people in ETFs. Well, what are ETFs? Well, it's an ETF. It's a basket of multiple blue chip tokens. It's just way overwhelming. Even if you're familiar with ToonFork, it's like, it sounds too good to be true. And we definitely kind of found that when we were reaching out to people.
I mean, there's just so many improvements. Like, you completely got rid of the the bond token. It's like you guys that doesn't work. Nobody does that anymore. Gone. And instead of that, you just took all of the human psychological element out of the, like maintaining peg. You've automated it as much as possible. And I think like it took me forever to get it. Like, I don't know if you remember back when Dex CEO hired me, and his name's Dox, right? His first name is Dox.
Jake,
is that Jake? So I used to have all these late night interviews with Jake. I would call him on video and just be like, Jake, tell me again, how does this part work? And he'd walk through the smart contracts with me and explain it to me. And I'm like, dude, okay, I get it now. And like I had like when I was doing my review, like you know how I go DK, I go so deep on these. I had like a particle board thing with like printouts like of diagrams all over trying to figure this out, and like it finally kind of clicked for me. And it I don't know, and then I just like it's been probably one of my best plays all year.
So I have a funny story with Mark and Dex because he probably hit me up before they launched, and I looked at it. I looked at it and I was like, Mark, I don't understand anything. I don't know. And I'm the Tomb Fork like dude out here.
Same here. I had a message. I messaged Cohen and I'm like, dude, can you break this thing down in like retard?
Dude, it took me a 3-hour video to explain it. And I actually used to watch Dao King's videos before we became like such close friends. When I was doing my review, this was the first seniorage protocol I really studied for. And I was like, what the fuck is a seniorage protocol? What is a Tomb Fork? And I'm like I watched every single Dao King video twice. And I was like, I get it now. So thanks to Dao King, this dude taught me basically everything I know about seniorage protocols. And that's why I started making all these videos now about them.
That's why your videos are so good now.
That's exact. I'm passing along your information and wisdom.
So
yeah, man, it's been a blessing for sure. It's kind of another funny story relating to Dao King. Is I distinctly remember the day before we launched, standing in a grocery store in line, and I'm texting Dao King, and I'm like, "Hey, man, we're about to launch tomorrow. Do you want to go over this some more?" And then he was like, "Are you sure you want to launch right now? Like Luna just crashed." And I was like, whether we launched today or like, years from now, isn't going to have any effect on whether we can maintain the peg.
And honestly, I didn't invest initially because of the whole Luna thing when you guys launched.
Yeah, man. It just seemed like a nightmare time for a protocol to launch, but we did it.
I mean, I did invest. I wasn't.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was invested for a long time for what, like 6 weeks, and that for me is a long time.
Yeah, man.
And any project for 6 weeks is a long time for me.
I mean,
like a 6-candle cake.
So Mark might not know this, but what I did was because I didn't understand it, and I was like, I don't have the time to really look into this. I looked at it. I'm like, I still don't get it. I reached out to Enrique EAM and I said, can you cover this? And then I'm going to look at your video and see if this makes sense to me. So Enrique covers it. I watch his video and I'm like, I go back to Enrique. I'm like, you said nothing. Yeah. He goes, I don't get it, bro.
Yo, what up, everybody? Mark, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you face to face. We've talked behind the scenes. I think maybe have I talked to you behind the scenes?
I think we've talked in Dao King's channel publicly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, man.
Probably talked to Jake behind the scenes. Yeah.
I have talked to Jake behind the scenes for sure. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. I just finished that video we did. I don't know if you saw. I just posted it, Austin.
Yeah. Me and Yabonks, we can't ever get together. It was a 4-hour conversation. I just recorded a 3-hour podcast, and it's just like all I do is I feel like talk at this point. Maybe.
Welcome to the YouTubing life, dude. I'm in front of a camera like all day, every day now.
Yeah, man.
Talking about talking, we have music today that people don't know about. We have something special before we talk about Yieldnodes and Xen. Okay, you guys.
I was wondering when I was gonna get my shill in.
Yeah, man.
Hold on a minute. You guys got. We got.
Oh shoot!
Look at the NFTs. Look at these beautiful NFTs. Magik.
You see their link to. I feel like you should click on the white paper because
the white paper is gold.
What's the context? It's an NFT with music. Let's play the music.
Now you have to read the white paper.
The white paper is like somebody who took like who did way too much like cocaine and thinks
There's
they're
no
God.
It's not somebody, it's me.
Wait, where's the white paper? Oh, here, white paper.
The conditioner, man, it's getting to his head.
That's right.
Wait a minute, you have a white paper for an NFT with music? What
That's
white
right.
paper do we need for this?
He gives you a basis on it. He gives you the lore behind
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
man.
yeah. I saw this. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It does. You look cool. You look cool elsewhere. Someone else looks cool. I bought 3 of them.
That's 5 utilities.
That's right.
I
It's
agree.
more than some offer, Owen. To be honest, it's more than a lot offer.
Just
I
chop
think-
the hair and mail locks off with the NFT holders.
No, that's real utility.
I would, but I don't think anyone would KYC.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
first of all, everyone has to go buy one of these and give them out as holiday gifts. They're only like $10. You got to give 3 M shares. That's it. It's $10 a piece, and you get the music, which is unbelievable. This is his favorite. This is like one of my favorite songs.
It's one of my favorite too. I have it on my my crypto playlist. It's like 2 songs. It's this one and a Star Fox the Player song.
My kids know this song. Actually, I play it.
My daughter dances to it.
Troubling.
Yeah, man, they love it, man.
You're gonna get a very distorted view of
It's family friendly. I swear.
It's not. It is not. It is not.
It's not.
It is
I think
not.
like the third line, I'd say I bought the cum rocket for your
Cum
mom.
rocket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, I mean, you say it in a way that it's really hard for kids to process that. I think.
Yeah, they push that shit way down.
Yeah, man, they'll talk about it in therapy and when they're like 20 or something. But for now, we're just bopping to it. You know what I mean?
How are you gonna pull this up and not even play a snippet
Play
of the
it.
song? Dika?
Hey,
He
You
tried.
have
He
to
tried
hit
it.
the play button.
He tried. It wasn't coming through.
it doesn't come through.
Oh no,
Dao
you
King,
have to do the screen
Dao
share
King,
bit.
I'm going
Yeah,
to California just
This
to
is too much
just
epic
to
clear.
just to fix
Clear.
your fucking setup, man.
I'm
I
gonna
promise.
send you the ticket.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
know
you
what's going on lately.
Yeah,
It's-
man, I gotta fix your shit, man.
It's just not working out. It's not friendly. Today was the first day my daughter, one of my daughters, one was 5 years old, sitting in the car, actually asked me when a song came on, "What is a panic attack?" So
Oh yeah.
that is the first time ever
learning.
I realized they're actually listening to the song. So-
Yeah, man, they retain shit. It's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, wait, what's the website, Owen? We got to send them to the website so everyone can go get this NFT.
https://
It's
Magic
magicowen.com.
Yes. Which
MAGIK
is-
Owen.com.
So what's the premise of the NFT outside of it having a dope music track?
It's art.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
fair
premise.
enough. Fair enough.
That's all it is.
I wasn't sure if there was more
It
utility.
has
to it.
5 utilities that we just went
Yeah,
through.
You can
Yeah,
look
man.
at it.
True.
You can
Did
listen to
did
it.
you miss the white paper? Come on, keep up.
No, what I say in the white paper is, I've been asked several times if like this has APR associated with it, which is a stupid fucking question. Would you ask Mozart if like Requiem had an APR? It's
Damn,
fucking
man.
stupid.
Yeah, they're going.
Since
too
there's
deep.
no purpose, yeah, link me the link. I will buy one right now, as long as I don't have to use SPM.
You have to use Phantom. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Another sale lost.
You just
Dang.
got whoever owns M shares, and even if you don't just go buy your M shares.
It's
Just
in the
3 of
private
them.
chat, dog.
And
All right.
full disclosure, Dao King owns a ton of M share.
I own all them.
He owns all that shit.
Couldn't we shield this really hard and not have to do the normal spill of this is not financial advice, because really it's not like a financial investment. It's just a
I would
purchase,
think so.
right?
Yeah.
Definitely not
It's
I
just a
said,
purchase.
I say, yeah.
Look.
This is. I'm merely a god bestowing my blessings upon you.
easily. That's easy
That's
money.
Look.
all it is.
Look, if they came after Kim Kardashian, they're coming after all of us, guys.
That's true. Owen's next.
Nah, she
It's
deserves
Kim
that shit.
Kardashian.
Her post
Turn the
said
page.
like,
It's Owen.
check out this coin my friends told me about. It's like, bitch, your friends did not tell you about this coin. They paid you $250,000.
Yeah, your management was your friend, and they got a
Yeah.
bag. You know what I mean? That's
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about Kim Kardashian.
Check out this
How-
cool opportunity my friend told me about.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's crazy level shilling right there. Yeah.
So Guys, let's go to something that everyone wants to know. What is going on with Yieldnodes? Does anybody really know? Like this Yieldnodes thing, is it a rug?
Man, I had an AMA with James Pelton the day that this information comes out. So like before we get on to Ask Me Anything, I'm like, hey dude, you all right? Because I know you had a fat investment in this.
He did. How much did he have?
He has like 100 or 200K or something. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
you know,
bad.
Regardless of how you feel about it, I'm pretty sure that they were going insolvent and this was the only way forward. You know, their one token that was performing and holding everything else up, I think pretty much tanked, right? So they were becoming insolvent, and I know everything about becoming insolvent. And so I can
No.
so I can speak a little bit on my own experience. It's a nasty thing, and they chose to try and continue their business, right? They tried, and so they did it in a really bad way. I wouldn't call it a rug though, right? It's not a rug. It's just I feel like they changed the terms of their investment for their investors.
More of a tug than a rug.
It's more of a tug for sure.
Well, let's think about what they did real quick. Three months ago in June, they told James Pelton in Malta when he went over there. I was actually watched that interview because Yieldnodes has like been going on for like 3 years, and I was like, "There's no way this thing is going like this thing." Like in my back of my head, I'm like, "There's no way." And James is talking to the guy, and the guy's like, "We're financially sound, we're sustainable, we're great." We're going to continue to do great. And literally 3 or 4 months later, they're basically like, yeah, no, we suck. We're about to go bankrupt.
Well, 3 years ago was a bull market, right?
No, 3 months ago, they were telling
James, they said
this. Yeah. He was in Malta. You got to go back 3 or 4 months ago to James Pelton's channel, and they lied to him in his face to everyone. And I wouldn't have bought Yieldnodes, and I didn't because I was like, well, I don't really like nodes, but also nodes, if someone's telling you they're going to continue after like such a big run, to me it's just unless it's like a real revenue behind it, it's not really going to happen, you know. So I don't know, I feel bad for the Yieldnodes community, but if you got in 2 years ago or a year ago, you probably made a fortune, right? I mean, James probably made his money, I'm assuming, unless he didn't take it out.
I don't think he ROI'd based on the math that I tried to do earlier. I don't think he ROI'd.
Because he invested like along the way, right? If he invested it all in a chunk in the beginning, maybe. Because what they were doing like 4, 5, 6% a month, maybe 7-8% some months. Like
they were doing like 7.5% at the beginning.
Oh wait, it wasn't like 1% a day kind of thing. It was like 7% a month kind of thing.
It was wild when it first started.
And you could withdraw your capital, I believe it. And I think I'm guessing
it's a 6 month. It was a 6 month vesting period, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And so you can't pull anything out until 6 months or something like that. But obviously, you were going to become liquid at some point, and then they changed everything back up. Obviously, with this, and I have to assume that like the PR team was just fucking sweat when they released this statement because like there's really no meat to it. They didn't talk about what real world assets they were going to be accruing in the email. So any investor that was looking at that probably still isn't feeling comfortable. They didn't comfort anyone with saying, these are the real world assets we see as most viable for our pivot, right? If they had done that, maybe somebody would have been like, oh, but now it's just like ambiguous. And so everybody's like, well, I don't feel comfortable at all with this decision, right?
So like how much was in the Yieldnodes? How much was in the Yieldnodes treasury? Do we know?
Oh, I'm sure it was bukus, honestly.
I think like 300 million or something.
God damn. The only thing with the bigger treasury is probably Ohm.
I swear somebody said they had like 300 million locked up or something.
I believe
crazy like that.
I believe
that. I sent you a link, DK. If you can share your screen, it's their homepage, and they have the announcement on there, which I believe is the email that was sent out, and it basically states that because of the problem in Ukraine and high inflation and high energy prices, they're basically forcing everybody into NFTs. And then at some point, maybe next year, they're going to decide how to handle it from there. If there's going to come up up with a withdrawal plan or something, but they're locking everybody's funds up.
One way to solve the bad debt problem
is just lock it up.
Lock it all up
forever.
Yeah. We might give it back at some point.
Well, the problem here is, I mean, my God, this is a very big problem because that's $300 million is not a joke. That's an enormous amount of money.
Yeah,
sounds like
I don't
like
see how they can avoid.
They're going to have some legal trouble.
But they're in Malta, and that's like, I mean, everything goes there, dude. Like, they don't give a fuck in Malta.
Yeah, I don't think.
From my understanding.
Legally, you got to go to Malta and sue them, which I guess you could do, but.
Yeah, I'm sure out of that 300 million, there's some people that can strive to do a class action, but I don't know anything about that. Have y'all talked about the mango situation as well?
The mango. There was a rug or something. Mango.
It was the insanity behind it was this guy hacked 100 million in mango tokens, 100 million worth, right? And then not only did that, but later on created a DAO vote that said, hey, I'll give all this back, but I don't want any legal repercussions. And then he used the money that he accrued from mango tokens and then voted, yes, I won't pursue legal action. It's hilarious if you think about it. He hacked them and then made the vote rigged.
I mean, it is hilarious, but isn't this like low-key the story of every exploit ever? Like every insider rug or exploit ever?
I've never seen it
let's do a DAO vote, and they have like controlling interest over the tokens, and they're like, see, the community voted.
Yeah. It's so brazen though, right? It's just like so in your face, like hilarious.
It always is though, I feel like.
Isn't
it like, I mean, just think back in recent memory, the number of just fucking brazen, bold-faced, like
Wonderland,
insane fucking rugs. Just shit that took place at a massive level in plain sight. Just no fucks given.
Well,
massive.
AVAX right now is taking a shit down 2.1% in the last hour. It's at
everything.
Brando said 13, like 60 something.
What's
Brando?
the number?
Did I tell you to short it? Did I tell you to short it earlier?
No, you didn't tell me. Tell everyone else.
So, Brando, please. Brando, please give me more. Give me money.
Is it too late to short? Is it too late to short?
I told him to short it.
Yeah, you told me to short it for sure.
Yep.
Did the bot go long? The bot went long. 100% that fucking bot went long.
God,
hold on, let me go look.
Dude, that's
dude,
fucking
that video,
awesome.
The fact that your mic was peaking it because you were so angry made the video so much better.
The bot is not the bot is not open.
Oh, okay. It's shocking. It hasn't gone long or short. That bot is stupid.
I know.
Did they ever reach out to you, Dao King? Did they ever say sorry? Or
Astrobit did not. Bread Bites, who makes what's that called? French toast and blueberry muffin. We went back and forth on Twitter. They instead of talking about the data, they talk shit to me. So that's when I realized, like, the data's there. Let's talk about the data. Don't worry about my video. They just laugh. They're like, "Oh, you only have 7,200 subs," and like they're making fun of me, which is funny.
It is not easy. It is not easy to get 7,200 subs. I'll tell you, I've been working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week since March, and I have 2,400 subs. All right, 7K is insanely amazing.
So,
time to go back to McDonald's, pleb.
Yeah. Right.
They're just talking shit.
Yeah.
So that makes me get even more suspect when instead of let's like, hey, DK, let me give you our data. Maybe you didn't do this, you didn't do that. They were just talking shit. So
yeah, if they had given facts to defend it, like I expected actually that they
no facts.
Yeah, if they present facts and been like, listen, you can say this, but here's exactly the case that you were in and why there could be different cases. But if they talk shit back, then that's kind of an indicator that they're just shit. So
what is this SAP token? What's SAP? Says SAP is going
SAP
to
is
zero.
I'm pretty sure that is one of Yieldnodes' biggest tokens that was carrying the protocol, like I was saying, and that's the one that recently tanked and caused them to become insolvent to some extent here.
Oh, gotcha. What is going on with Elon actually pumping BTC with just that tweet? Oh my God, what is going on? All this stuff going on tonight. All right.
I love crypto, man. I love crypto.
So besides all this stupidity that's going on today with everything, on top of all this stupidity all week long, we have the Xen token, Xen Crypto, that everyone is getting for free in airdrop, and it's like over 1 million people have airdropped this thing, which is an insane number. And you can go get Xen right now too. I could probably bring up.
How many people do you think it actually is? That's my question.
It's probably like 100,000 people.
I can tell you, I did not go get free Xen tokens.
But
yeah, I didn't either. I don't know anything about it.
I got a feel. Some people made a killing on it the first day. If they did a 1 day, they made a killing. They were selling them for $100. With the gas fees, you're great. Now, I think there's a play on BSC network. I got some today on the BSC network.
It's got 13K liquidity. I'm a little bit concerned, Dao King.
But you're not buying it. You're getting it for free. What do you care?
What are you selling into, though?
Yeah, but just like when Dao King, what was that project that Orb launched? Everyone was saying, "Don't buy the token. Don't buy the token." Somebody in stocks or crypto has to buy. Somebody has to sell. That's how you make money. So just like Orb, even though it was a Dex token, people pumped that thing to $30.
Oh shit!
Even though you can earn it for free.
Breaking news. Breaking news. This is big. I'm going to do this right now. Whoever's watching this right now is about to make some bucks. I'm going to show you guys why. I am going to show you guys why. This is why.
Tell me what network first so I can have my wallet ready.
So you're wasting time here, bro.
Blink twice if it's BSC.
No, it's not BSC. You don't have to do it right away, but I'm gonna show you something. Oh shit! What happened? I gotta disconnect my wallet now. God damn it! All right.
It's really good emceeing, Dao King.
It is. Is it good at emceeing?
I'm sorry, DK Khaled.
Damn it!
I'm gonna make this one stick.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you guys this, and then hopefully it works. So what Xen did, this is what I realized with Xen. I'm going to show you this. Okay. So.
That's a great website.
It's beautiful, right? But what they did today is they added right now, I didn't see this earlier today, they added Polygon, baby. So this is what I noticed. When Xen moved from Ethereum to BSC, the BSC people who did a 1 day were making like $100 or like $20 to $30, but it was only costing you like $1. Now they're on Polygon, and there was a big pump on the Xen token. I don't know if you guys noticed, to like $1. Some people were making thousands of dollars. I know it's stupid. I know it's just wild, but yes, there is money to be. Oh, they ruined Polygon chain.
Ruined everything.
Yeah, the gas fees have been stupid high on Polygon today.
On like everything. Yeah.
So if you go, hold on a minute. Mark is looking at it going, why are you guys even? What is this garbage?
So you just press start minting.
That's it.
But what about the terms and days thing? What is this?
Yeah.
That's how many days that you're minting for or whatever.
Yeah, you got to do the number of days you're minting for. And then you got to go to Dex Screener. And then you can kind of see the craziness. I'm going to show you guys here. This is just insane, guys. I don't even know. It went over $1 on BSC. Like, I was trying to figure out if I could bridge some over. Okay, here we go.
There's $6 of liquidity in Polygon from what I'm seeing.
That's perfect.
That's
Why do you want more,
bro?
Like,
that's because you haven't added any LP at LHP.
Oh, I'll go ahead and do that real quick.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah, I like doing that so that people.
All right, look at that chart. Went all the way to $1 something. Some people were selling tens of thousands of dollars that they got free. Literally, there was people that made 20, 30, 20, 10, 5, thousands of dollars today.
Well, you don't know if they did, right? Because who initiated that pump, right? Like,
I don't know.
There's always some games going on.
There's the Owen that I know. He's like, but who's really behind it?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, for
it
sure.
wasn't
free money happens, but like, I don't know.
No, I completely agree.
Who's behind it, Owen? Who's behind it?
Lizard Gates.
Lizard Gates.
Okay, guys, go get your free money. Everyone just going to Polygon right now, printing out Xen tokens.
Yeah, with the liquidity at those levels, it's hard to tell if it's organic, right? Like Owen was saying, it could be just team pumping it to get momentum going.
Yeah, but people made money. I saw the transactions. I don't know if it was the team selling it or whoever was selling it, but
wash trading,
maybe, who knows? But I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I would like to.
I always harken back to the story. I forget who it was, but there were some artists like early on in iTunes who got a #1 iTunes song by buying his own track, like, I don't know, 10,000 times or whatever it was.
No,
and it's like,
wait a minute. That pair is a known honeypot. It's fake. So which one's the real one? It has like a million.
That's the thing, Dao King. There is
no.
there never was.
Wax on, wax off, baby.
Yeah, man.
I put the contract number in.
Oh, your Xen belong to us.
You guys suck. Yeah. So what if it's a honeypot? Let me have my moment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
They have a
Let
BSC
get stuck.
Print. I'm gonna see how much I make off my BSC print tomorrow and my Polygon.
We're gonna have another video of Dao King cussing and his mic peaking, and yeah.
Those are the
another rug.
He's gonna be so mad about all the gas fees he spent trying to fucking mint fucking a honeypot.
Yeah. Spent all this time making new wallets and stuff.
He's got 350 wallets. He's 10x my wallet and fucking got 700 million fucking Xen tokens and fucking wasted fucking 4 ETH getting them.
I'm just waiting for Satoshi to appear again and be like, "This was an elaborate test, and you all failed."
Failed. Society, you failed.
I'm going to rug Bitcoin now.
Oh, that boom, candle. All my Bitcoin.
Boom.
I mean, Elon just posted 20K. I mean, I don't understand.
That's all he said was 20K. That's all he said.
That's all he said. 20K.
What an asshole!
You know, he was a huge holder at one point.
Yeah, I mean, of course he was.
You remember when he said Dogecoin to $1 and then it tanked to like pennies?
Didn't he get like investigated by the SEC for that? Wasn't there like some kind of repercussions for him?
Yeah, SEC's
no, not really. The SEC, the judge told the SEC and him they need to figure it out.
Go figure it out. It's not made for the courts, man.
Which is insane because usually that's not what happens. Most people the SEC goes after it like they get destroyed. But
most people don't have more wealth than most nation states.
That's he got the benefit of being who he is, right? And basically he walked in there and they just said, well, you guys go figure it out. And then the SEC backed down and nothing happened to him. Like literally.
I mean, I think about how much leverage he has in any room he walks into. He's like, hey, you want me to just like nuke everything?
Yeah, because
I can totally make that happen.
Like, there's only so much effort they're going to be willing to expend. It's like the juice has to be worth the squeeze in the first place.
Yeah, agree.
I mean, they went after him originally because of all his wild comments on Tesla stock, and also, you're not supposed to make those comments as someone who runs the company, but he didn't care, and
he does do some wild shit.
He does.
Well, he was saying like, I got enough money to take Tesla private at $400, and it's like you're not supposed to say that when you don't really have the money ready. Like he was doing crazy shit, like.
Looking at some TA anyways, it's looking like Bitcoin is going to be hitting 20K regardless and then continuing down. That's just what the trend line is, that it's going to hit 20K next.
But AVAX is dropping like a brick. How the hell is that going on?
Bitcoin's going to hit 18.6 and then bounce. 18.6 during the Fed meeting tomorrow. It'll have some volatility.
I thought the CPI report was supposed to be like milder than what people were expecting, or that's kind of the rumor, right?
Janet
While
Yelling.
we're all making predictions, I'm saying it's going to 0.
Janet came out yesterday, which is a good indicator, usually, that it was not going to be so bad. And then she came out today and said it was going to be bad.
What the fuck?
So I'm going to short it to 18.1 on a scam candle down. And then I'm going to long it at 18.2 all the way back up to 20K.
Big brain.
I've definitely been reading like too many threads by commodities traders because like I've been out here like feeling like it's the end of the world and shit. Like,
well, it kind of is, just not in the sense of like daily lifestyle changes yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to look at the forex and bond markets and like not kind of freak the fuck out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're younger, Owen. So like, you have to remember, like 2008. I don't know, like if you were around back then, like you're probably pretty young, but like if you're around in 2008,
just a swimming sperm in my dad's balls.
I pretty much figured. But 2008, go back to like the history of like 2008. Go back to the stock market of like 2008, 2009. Like, we saw some scary times back then, like even my parents. And
well, so like but there are like other historical analogs. Like if you look back to the 90s, you had these depegging incidents. It was called the Asian contagion, and like what was the response to restore these currencies to parity? It was to lower interest rates, right? So that's only possible under a regime where you like don't have crazy structural inflation like we have now. And like the response we had to the GFC was only possible because we didn't have structural inflation. And like, so the tool set that's like available to the Fed now is a tool set which requires like literally breaking the world. You
can't undo it. You can't go back. You can't go back once you take that out of the bag. Like, you just got to kick that can down the road now. Or like, I mean, there's
have you ever
break.
Yeah, like
that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, you can't undo it. You got to keep going until it breaks.
And even like history repeats itself. Like anybody that tells you otherwise is stupid. Like history is going to repeat itself. Like it's the American way.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Is that the old school saying?
Well,
right?
To me, it repeats itself. So we're looking at like what we had in 2008.
Anyone read this one yet? I'm getting ready to read this one. Alchemy of Finance by George Soros. It's supposed to be about like all this stuff.
You can read it on your flight.
Especially actually makes a very good playground for understanding.
Dude,
like,
do you want to see my? Do you want to see my Dubai flight reading list? You're gonna think I'm out of my mind, but this is what I got to read while I'm in Dubai.
Never.
You're gonna lug that crap around. You're gonna lug that crap around, dude. Why don't you get it? You know, there's these things called tablets. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
You can get the book for free.
I'm gonna read the Quran on the way there. I'm gonna try to figure out what that's all about.
Brush up real quick.
I'm gonna learn Arabic on the way there. Gonna learn George Soros and how to become a globalist mastermind. I'm gonna learn about the Bitcoin standard. I'm going to read Mastering the Lightning Network. This just came out. I'm actually really excited about this.
Isn't anybody who supports Bitcoin a globalist?
Yeah, probably.
You're looking for a global currency. You're looking for a global unit of exchange. Are you not?
It takes privacy away. I mean, this actually should help with privacy a bit, and like Taproot and Lightning Network. We're getting there. And then I got the Proof of Stake book he just came out with, Vitalik. He just came out with this. I'm excited about then the Mastering Bitcoin, so I can try to figure out how to exploit it.
He's gonna go to Dubai and not leave the hotel room.
And you plan on reading most of that?
No, I gotta pick my favorite one, the one that looks the most exciting. I'm gonna pick probably 3 or 4 of these to bring with me. Well, I've got 2 24-hour flights basically, one there and on the way back. Wow. It's like a 24-hour period of just like me hanging out in airports and airplanes, and I'm gonna do a lot of downtime.
Well, we know that if any of us decide to touch pen to paper and write a book, Yabonks will buy that shit and read it.
It'll be here, and
this will be my next NFT. It will be called "I Will Show My Book to You," a music book.
And
how to make a music NFT. How to make a music NFT.
And I will buy it in 5 years for 50 cents at my library's book sale.
50 cents? Fuck out of here.
In 5 years, in 5 to 10 years. That's how I get all these books for so cheap.
That's what M-Share is going to be worth.
You can suck my nuts, Brando.
Mark, is this what you thought you were going to get into tonight?
Oh my God, that was good. I had to.
No, I don't blame you.
Oh my god!
Keep fighting us. I like it.
Yabonks, you read more books on an airplane than I read all year.
Well, I'm only gonna bring probably 3 or 4 of these, and I might finish 2 of them on my trip, but I'll start in on the others, and yeah.
Amazing.
I don't get much time to read these days because I'm working so much on this DeFi stuff. It never stops. So like this is gonna be my chance to catch up on the technical side of Bitcoin, on the Lightning Network advances they're coming out with, and then also try to brush up on my economics and finance, and maybe a little bit of Arabic culture and things like that.
Really gonna be like reading the Quran?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole.
I promise you, in Dubai, the culture is not there. It is just. It's just a bunch of tourists, right? Like, am I wrong? Like, I thought that's kind of the thing.
I don't know. I got like the tourist guide, so I'm gonna like figure out all the touristy stuff. But I got a map.
You gotta go to the old city.
Yeah. So, dude, the city itself is insane. It's like a futuristic city, like something out of a fantasy or sci-fi movie or novel. It's crazy, dude. I am freaking out. I've never been to a city that big.
I'm excited for you, but I want you to do one thing when you're over there.
What's that?
I want you to put on that whole garb, the whole like the native.
I was on Amazon buying the map and some of these books, and I'm like, should I get that?
Also add this to their cart, full outfit.
Users also purchased, and it was just like a whole fucking outfit, man.
Full blown outfit and a copy of the Crown.
I know. I might have trouble getting back in the country with all that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. Try it out.
I am.
What's the worst that can happen?
Just try it on the airplane back too. I think you'll be fine. You'll be surprised.
I think realistically speaking, I think everyone would be cool with it.
Yeah, I just want to understand, the place a little bit better, where I'm going and things like that, and
so
the thinking. And
Dubai is literally like 90% foreigners. Like it's only 10%.
That's what I hear.
It's tourists. Yeah. Like that's what I said. Like Dubai itself, from what I understand, it's just like that's their main ploy for that country is like, of course, oil, and then also tourist attraction to this big ass city that's in the middle of the fucking desert. So they're not gonna, like, a lot of people are like, you can't even cuss over there, man. In Dubai, they don't give a fuck, man. They just want money. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think you would find that in Dubai, you're not really going to get exposed to the culture as much as you think you're going to get exposed to. You probably get
it's a monoculture.
Like the oil princes over there, they don't have any way to flex because foreign cars are so, like, the high tier supercars are so common that they flex by buying license plates, and the license plates are numbered. And so they go from like 1 to however many cars are there. And so billionaires and trillionaires over there that have all this fucking money, they just bid on like low numbers. And just like 8. How we have. Yeah,
this was actually started by. This was inspired by. This is what inspired the entire NFT movement.
Yeah, man, it was them.
What is happening right now? I don't know what to expect. I am like the country boy going to the big city. You know what I'm saying? I am freaking out.
They're gonna make a movie about it. Don't worry.
Well, life is like a box of chocolates.
Are you excited, Yabonks?
I'm excited, but I legit had like a panic attack last night. Like getting ready for it.
You got this. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna have a good time.
Panic? You're just going to a new country. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you're just.
I am going to be flying in a metal tube over an entire ocean. Okay. Right? That is not normal, right? Like,
of course it is. It's called.
Is anybody gonna be on the same flight with you?
Yeah,
like, what the fuck, dude? People have been flying.
Alex, is anybody going to be on the same flight?
No, I don't know anybody that's going to be on the flight, and I'm going to go there. And then
Pelton's going down there, don't you?
Yeah. Me and Pelton have been texting and stuff, and so me and Drew Wolfer and the Hydro Whales guys, and some other guy I don't know, Max Cash Out, I think his name is. I haven't met him yet, but he's another YouTuber. I'm excited to meet everybody and like go there and do the work, because we're auditing their gold refinery business operation, and basically just being like known members of the community, and just like looking at their operation, going to the gold refinery, like talking to people, looking at the actual gold, looking at like the shipment contracts or whatever they let us see, and recording as much as they let me record, and then just like making videos and relaying that back to the community. So that's the work I'm going to be doing there. Like that's what I'm focused on, and I'm excited to do that and hang out with everybody. So it's going to be like a business trip. There's not going to be much downtime, I think, to like go sightseeing or anything like that. And then we have a crypto conference at the end of it. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to like interview Brian Legend and a bunch of other people. He's going to be there. That'll be fun. So I don't know, man, it's going to be a trip, but at the same time, like I've never flown over a body of water like that. Like I flew to LA, and that was like a scary flight. But like it's nothing like going over an ocean where like if it crashes, like you are out there, right? I mean, I got my mini bug out bag I'm bringing with me. I got like paracord, and I got like first aid stuff and a compass. You know, I'm ready.
Jesus,
I feel like you should like read some data.
Yeah, so
I feel like you need to take an Adderall.
Don't read.
Take an Adderall.
My business
my ADD medicine, it wore off. If you can't tell, I'm
like not that many people die.
yeah.
I don't really crash that often.
My business partner is afraid of flying too, and one thing that helped him was just keeping in mind, Yabonks, that pilots, they do it every day as their 9 to 5.
I know,
right? And they do it for years and decades. Right. So for them,
I know it's safer than driving down the road.
Exactly. You know, so one thing to just keep in mind is like for you, it's like a bigger deal. For the guy, it's just Tuesday, man.
And like flight attendants do it like they're coming in hungover and like coming down from a Molly hangover from the EDM festival they just went to in the Maldives like the last night and serving your flight, and they're doing that shit every day.
I knew some of those words you just said.
They were all English, I promise.
And
I'm obviously well versed, being from Kentucky.
Good news for you, Alex, Yabonks, is that you'll have a copy of the Quran to start praying. If it gets complicated.
Inshallah. Oh shit!
I'm bringing a copy of my New Testament with me as well.
What?
So
you bring your Bible.
You got to be careful, DK, because Yabonks is going to be getting a whole lot of oil money in his vault.
That's right.
That's right. I'm gonna be over there shilling some Dex Finance auto vaults. Be like, hey, you ever heard of the Yabonks Degen auto vault investment strategy? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you got money, you don't know what to do with.
We're gonna see Yabonks partying with the oil princes and getting some referral codes dropped.
I have a musician friend who was funded by oil money. I know that. I also knew that he had 2 wives and they didn't know about each other. And that was one nut that I was never.
That's why I was about to say Yabonks is going to come home with 2 or 3 new wives.
Oh no!
It's just the custom. Don't worry.
And you'll call your wife and be like, "Don't worry, babe. It's in the Quran. Like we're good. It's all legit above board.
It's all approved."
Got the cosign, babe.
She'll shoot me before I even get in the front door.
Yeah. I mean, if you are going to convert to a religion, at least convert to one that has perks. Like Islam has a lot of perks, right? At least if you're a man, not so much. Maybe.
There is actually some dispute that the 72 virgins thing is actually a mistranslation from the original text, and the original text actually read 72 raisins. This is not made. I'm not just making that up.
I feel like
actually true.
I feel like there's so much of that. I feel like there's so much of that in like modern religion and what we follow. Like there's so many misinterpretations of like modern religion, right? Like it's just it's a crazy phenomenon for me.
Like, dried fruit is
that's
good.
why one of the reasons I like to read, like, and obviously like I don't know Arabic. Like if I had a really great understanding of how to read and conceptualize, Arabic language, this would be an even more educational read for me. But like I'll read the English translation, get what I can out of it to understand as best I can. Same like if I read like the Bible or like the Torah or other, like I was telling DK, I've read the ancient Zoroastrian texts, and like it's fascinating, and you can kind of see, like, you could differentiate like things based on the culture of their time versus like the bigger, like divinely inspired philosophical ideas that make the religions perpetuate
It's funny
for so
to
many
me this shit that sticks around. Like I
centuries.
got my tonsils out 7 years ago, and they are still doing it the same way they did it 3,000 years ago in India. They take a hot knife, slice that shit off, and then use fire to, like, seal the
Cauterize
wound.
it.
Yeah.
The
The oldies never change.
Before we get going here, the question I'd like to ask you, Bonds, you read all of these scriptures.
Not all of them, some of them.
Some of them. Which one would you think is the most sophisticated out of all of them?
Which, the Zoroastrian ones, or
Whether the Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament, Quran, whatever you've read, which one do you go, man, these people were really smart? Because when I read certain ancient texts, I go to myself, these people were fucking idiots, and this is hard to read. So, like,
it depends on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for like sophistication and complexity of ideas, the ancient Hindu Vedas and things like that, the ancient Sanskrit texts are just complex ideas, very, very complex, very advanced kind of ideas. Now, if you're thinking of like, I like simple like nuggets of wisdom. So I really like Proverbs in the New Testament. That's like, you read a chapter of Proverbs a day, each day for a month. And like at the end of that month, like I have a much better understanding of how to be like a decent human being in society and things like that. But then there's also some of the ancient like Jesuit texts some of them are like magical. Like I swear some, like they're I don't know. Some of the stuff I've read is pretty insane. Not crazy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like mind expanding stuff. That's why I like reading all these different like ancient texts, because if a book or a writing or a scroll, like a Dead Sea Scroll, has lasted thousands of years, been preserved and copied in scriptoriums by monks ages after ages, and it's gotten to this point where it's still here with us and everybody's got them and stuff like that, there's got to be something good in there, right? So I try to go and find these good things.
But the thing is, like, most of these are oral histories anyway.
Yes, right. Rybear, Hermeticism, and Gnostic texts, like the ancient Jesuit texts, like some of the, not just like the Torah, but some of the other ones are pretty wild.
It could just be a bunch of ignorant men sitting around writing some shit down that they made up or they heard.
Well, I mean,
it could be.
You're right. No, DK is actually right. The reality is that all of these religions were written by relative standards, ignorant and uneducated people. But what it was is, by telling the stories in the way they do and by exaggerating and putting flourishes on it, it makes it easier to remember and pass those lessons down to the younger generation. Back then, writing stories like that were the only way that you can kind of translate those ideas and make sure that they outlive you.
Absolutely, really well said. And I'd like to add, like the Torah, for example, was a book of poems. Really, that's why when you look at the Old Testament, it's so hard to read. It's hard to read because it's supposed to be sung. It was basically a poetic book. An orator would say. Now we hold it as like the word of God, or well, at least the Jews say the word of God. But is it, or is it just a bunch of crap that's been copied down from other people and other people that came before the Jews?
It's a bunch of stuff being written down by people that came before them, and their interpretation of what they think the word of God is.
As it was said by one very famous, I'm forgetting her name, Texas governor, English was good enough for Jesus Christ, it's good enough for me.
Was that Lisa Ann?
Was that who it was?
No, Lisa Ann's the porn star that pretended to be.
Oh, so hard left.
Right.
No, hold on. She was famous for doing a parody in porn for, what's that woman's name?
Oh, Palin.
That's it. Thank you.
Right.
Different era. This was like in the 50s or something like that. But,
Gannon like, what the fuck is Lame Hillbilly talking about?
Gannon made a really good point here. It's also known that many religious texts adapted a lot of folk and popular culture of the age into it, which if you look at the Old Testament, the Jews definitely did that, where they added in parts of stuff.
I mean, Hanukkah is a celebration of like the slaughter of the Hellenistic Jews by the Maccabean Jews. It's like, No, I have that backwards. Whatever. Anyway, it's like
I don't
So
know.
you all
but-
came here for DeFi.
these were all sort of like
Yeah, right. That's
You
the-
came here for
I love
DeFi, but what we've done
cryptocurrency.
is deep dived into religion,
Yes. Yes.
and that's what you get if you really stick around, folks.
Welcome to World Religions 101 class at
Yeah.
DeFi University.
What the fuck, man? Where are we going?
This is part of your standard coursework.
Next week we're gonna.
I think this ties back because DK initially made a video about how DeFi is a cult.
Oh, that's true.
There you
I
go.
think that's kind of the tie-in, if you're looking for one. I mean,
We had to.
this is all retrospective sort of, rationalization, is it not?
Just
Yeah,
don't raise your
right,
kids
like-
Catholic. That's all I can say.
Just
No,
don't
what?
lie.
I was raised Catholic. What do you mean?
Don't raise your kids Catholic and don't leave them with the priest.
There you go.
I don't want to talk
The
about this
famous-
anymore.
Not life advice.
Yeah, Yabonks is like, you're giving me flashbacks.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, you guys.
Everyone at home's like, I came here to learn how to make money, not how to earn raisins.
Yeah, I'm.
If you want to make money, start a mega church.
God damn, man.
People have
Those
to
people
follow you.
make the bank.
So,
And pay no
Mark,
taxes.
Mark, I got a question because you're our special guest. So, if I were to reinvest in Dex Finance, where should I put my money at today?
Well, if you were to reinvest in Dex Finance, what I would recommend is that you put it in the best flexible strategy, which is mine. Not the Bonks' or Dao King's.
What?
Put it in my flexible strategy. Now, ultimately, what it comes down to is if you're going to invest, it depends on you, man. Like, you're generally a bit of a more degen person. You tend to play with the share tokens a bit more. So you would go into our vaults, you'd find an auto compounding strategy that is heavier on the share token. You just toss your money in and you'd sit tight.
Yabonks degen strategy. It is as heavy as it gets and takes max profits. I know you like taking profits, so.
Yeah, so there's different ways to do it too, right? Like Yabonks and Dao King definitely have more degen deck share heavy strategies. And then to kind of give you an example of the utility of a strategy like my own, which is keeping half of your money in the US Dex LP. As the value of Dex shares going up, my strategy will automatically be stabling those profits and putting half of it into stablecoin, right? So as Dex shares going up, it's automatically stabling for you. As Dex shares going down, it's buying up the dip automatically for you with stabled coins. And then because we've never lost peg, anyone that's been sitting in our stable farms has been whole this entire time.
Wow.
And what is the PEG token at right now? 104, 103,
105.
105?
Yep. It's been 105 for like weeks. I think maybe it's dropped from 106 to 105 over the last 2-3 weeks.
Dex
Yeah.
Screener still has it at 106.
Last time I looked was about 3 weeks ago when I exited.
Oh, it was only that short a time ago, eh? I thought it was months ago you left.
No, it was like 3 weeks ago. I finally pulled my last wallet out. I had like $22,000 over there.
I definitely think that we found the bottom with Dex share kind of stopping around $50 and now raising back up to a little over $60 yesterday, and it's back at around 60 now. We've definitely found the bottom. You know, the vast majority of the biggest holders in the protocol are just people like me that are super dedicated to the protocol and aren't selling. So I just don't think that there's any room really for the price to keep dropping. You know, the farms emit at a certain rate, but people aren't selling their share tokens or their ETFs or, you know, anything at a rate that's counteracting that.
Yeah, 110, I think 110 or 112, something around there, I exited.
Okay, yeah.
You probably saw the candle.
Yeah. So So one thing that I definitely want to stress that we were talking about before with how different the Dex Finance system is and how hard it was to kind of wrap your head around it. That's, you know, the whole point of our automated strategies was to really take a lot of that out of the question, right? So now you can kind of just share something that you created through social medias natively, and it automatically utilizes our entire protocol, all the different farms, our boardroom, everything. We got the easy migrate feature too. So like, let's say you're in a strategy that's allocated in this way, you can just click another strategy and automatically have all of your assets converted over to the correct allocations in like under 10 seconds.
Is that including slippage and everything, or
Yep.
is that? Oh,
Yep. It factors in everything when you're doing those migrations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have to check that out. It seems pretty easy.
we're gonna get out of here, but before we do, Lame Hillbilly, W shares have passed $17. Congratulations. You're moving in a very nice direction. You've been actually upward trajectory. Your little
we recently broke the trend line in Walrus with 35% of the supply locked up. We actually are now over where it was when the PCP ended, RIP, and we're moving in the right direction. We're moving with some new mechanics in play, and we got a lot cooking. So we've almost got 600,000 Walrus total minted into X Walrus, which is a hell of a first step for 1 week out. So I'm very happy with it.
It is, and I bought some yesterday. By the way, I bought about $2,500 worth of W shares. That was me and the little candle, little candle, not the big ones Brando does. That little one.
Yeah, man.
I actually saw your candle because I have an alert set on W share.
This motherfucker's out of my protocol, but he keeps alerts on.
He's got tabs on you
for my announcements and for what my charts do, man. He's ready.
Yeah.
Brando, it's not the size of the candle that counts. It's when you use it. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly have W share that I bought at $9.80 that I actually sent money from my bank account to a new account to a new wallet from a new CX or whatever you want to call it. I started a whole new thing. That way nobody can find me.
Brando, but why is anybody trying to find you? I don't understand why you're doing it.
Because I have 72 followers on one wallet. I got 140 on another, 70 on another. I got 130 on a wallet that I've only used 3 transactions.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, I believe it.
You need 10.
Dude, it's so annoying.
That I felt like I had heard about a billion times before I'd ever seen.
Yeah, but to an extent, Brando, let's be honest, you do like that. You like that type of you like that type of attention of people like tracking your wallets and you saying these trades, right? Like you have to.
No, it's irritating. It's irritating because like I'll go into a Discord and I'll honestly just type in Brando, like months ago. You know what I mean? And like everyone's like Brando sold. And I'm like, I'm not even invested in this fucking shit coin. Like, who the fuck?
Yeah,
what is this shit?
I don't understand that either. I have no idea why people say that. It is odd behavior, and I completely agree with you. Well, good for you for getting a fresh wallet. I hope it works out. I know that you just 2x, so congratulations.
No, I haven't sold yet. I'm waiting for $22. I have a sell at $22, so I will go
on W shares.
Yeah.
How many W shares you got left?
I only bought like 140.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing.
How many Walrus Anglers Club NFTs did you mint though?
I didn't mint any. You don't know why? Because NFTs don't mean anything until it gets to 2,500 NFTs.
Well, that's fucking weird to say.
Well, no.
I mean, like I told Dao King, it gets to 20. If it gets to 22,500 or 22,250, I'll buy the rest.
I think last night, Austin, didn't you say that once you hit 1,000, the stuff you already fronted the money for is all paid off for, and then once you hit,
but we actually through James Pelton, we just made a couple new announcements. These fucking distributors,
you missed the AMA.
Yeah, so these guys in Hong Kong, there's a lot of insolvency issues with picking up these ASIC miners. So we actually pulled back our funds because we were so concerned that there would be insolvencies with that one. So we're looking for new providers, and it may be an upcharging cost. But regardless, we're still getting the KA3s, and we're still trying to get the pre-order first batch in December. But just some more hurdles, which happens in DeFi.
Let me put you in touch. Let me put you in touch with Zara from Ace Miners NFT. She runs a distributor.
Yes,
they literally they sell them, and they might have some in stock that they could.
We had somebody else that quoted us at like 85, and again they released at 53. Some people are saying 11. Bottom line is like what happens is
that's still worth it, man.
I mean, for sure.
Yeah,
even at 11.5, I think the ROI is like 120 days or something. Like it's still insane. Like the KA3s
are great. I did buy your NFTs. Are we as your NFT holders? And I do want exposure to Kadena, so I do like the fact you're doing it on Kadena. do you think we can be mining in like a month or two? And maybe
minimum December. He just said that.
Yeah, in December would be the earliest that we could start.
that's good.
Because that's when the first pre-sales of the KA3s are even being released to the public.
I personally think his NFTs are going to do great, and I'll tell you why. Because Kadena, there's not that many people that are in Kadena, but when time he's mining it, he's going to compound it for 6 months. By the time that all that time frame takes out, I won't be surprised if these NFTs are 5x or to 10x range. I mean,
yeah, man.
I agree with you. I agree with you, DK. I agree with you, but in the time in between now and the time that they sell out, this is my strategy. How much money can I make with the money?
Sure.
Right?
Of course.
So, like,
of course, it's a sunk cost risk, and of course, what you're saying is true.
Yeah, so like I can wait until the mint is right towards the end,
right?
Soak up the last amount, push them over the edge.
Yes.
Right? I don't care about the price of W share, like to mint it or whatever, to buy the NFTs. So to me, why not let that money keep making money for me, since we're trying to make passive income?
Correct.
So you basically say we're just going to use October 1st, you minted your NFTs. So for 2 months, that money is not making money for you.
I wasn't doing anything with that money. That was just extra money I had.
Yeah, I would be losing that money.
Yeah, Brando, you're also a different case because you are using your capital always.
Yeah, you're using it.
I was trade and do things like that.
I wasn't
That's
using
not every
it.
DeFi investor.
I'd be squandering it on bad plays.
I was wasting it on bots. I'd rather buy these fucking NFTs and the fucking bots that I fucking blew 5Gs on. So fuck it. I said fuck it.
And I appreciate your support, DK. Your sacrifice.
No, I'm just trying to get you guys to understand my strategy. Like,
perfect.
The thing about passive income is to make passive income the whole time. So if you have to wait till December to make passive income on a play, and you hypothetically only bought 10 NFTs, right? So you spent $1,000. That $1,000 for the next 2 months could have made you another $1,000 if you strategically invested it.
Yeah, that's true, Brando. But if the NFTs appreciate in value, it could eclipse what you could get in passive income at the same time.
There's no
like Hydra whales. Hydra whales.
They also go up in value each phase.
Hydra whales did the same strategy where they minted out. They haven't paid out any rewards yet because they're still in there 6 months of compounding, and they've 6x'd in price. I can't even get one. And they actually like went out of my reach. I've been trying to save up to buy one of these, and every time I try to, I think I have enough, I go and it's like doubled in price again. I'm like, dude, like what the hell? So I fucked up on Hydra whales. Like,
but their Hydra whales minted out.
Yeah, but it took them 3 months to mint out.
Yeah,
exactly. So I still got 2 months minimum to mint out.
Maybe the price of these are way cheaper.
The phases of these go up. The phases of these go up in value as well. So like the first ones are 100, the next phase is actually 125. And again, this is not for your type of investing, but I'm just explaining to the audience that this is the benefit of actually minting in the first phase. And if everybody viewed it like you did, Brando, we would never mint out and there would be no purchase anyway. So and then, I have to fight against that approach to an extent.
Which I'm not trying to sway investors not to mint out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's better for me. Like, if I'm going to do a $500 or 500 NFT purchase, right? It's better for me to wait till the end, or it gets close, buy it all up at the very end. Like, yeah, I might only get 300 of the 500 I want. That's what I'm risking. Like, I think my thing says like 500 or whatever, like 250, whatever. So the point is like, let your money keep making money for you in the meantime, which is against what you really want people to do. I know you want people to like be hyped, buy the NFT,
that actually makes me more confident. So like knowing that like if we even get it near the finish line, Brando's just gonna push it the rest of the way over. I'm like, well, shit.
I'm gonna.
I think after phase one that we'll see a lot more activity in the mints because everybody's kind of like wait and see in the situation with this market.
But your marketing just started. You just did James.
The James Pelton AMA was really good actually.
And mine just aired too. Mine literally aired at the same time this show, about like a 30 minutes or so before this show aired.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
like,
guys.
I mean, you're up 12% on the 24-hour, which is incredible, right? And really, the only people that are buying W share right now are buying NFTs.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think I bought it? I knew he's going to go on to Pelton. Like, this is how deep we are in DeFi. Like, there's only like maybe 50 people understand what I just did. The reason I bought it is because I saw his announcement. I'm on James Pelton on Discord on October 12th, and I bought it on October 11th because I know people watch Pelton. I actually thought it would go higher than this. It did not, but that's okay.
It's the market.
Give it time. Give it time to be absorbed, because people watch these videos at work during business hours. I found so like my videos get all like the lion's share of their views is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. United States time, basically. So like people sitting in their offices looking to procrastinate on their work and want to do DeFi shit instead, they are listening to these AMAs while they're at work in their offices or wherever.
But the floor has been set for W share, in my opinion, because
45% of the total supply of Walrus share is owned.
Of what he's saying, and also because there's a constant buying pressure from the NFTs. This is a very unique experiment going on.
You're talking about buying W share. Okay, I was talking about minting. Yeah, no, W share is that was a good play.
That was a great play.
Yeah, because
if you look at what's happening, if they own 35%, if you see the minting process every day is soaking more up, that means it can get to 40, 45%. And he hasn't really started marketing. So I think it's, I'm not going to say free money, but it's as close as you're going to get these days, you know?
Yeah, because
I feel like you're sleeping on the potential of my useless NFT to do a similar thing with Magik.
Absolutely.
See, I feel like I'm always a bridesmaid, never a bride in these types of situations. I mean, I understand LHP is beautiful and everything, but come on,
man,
DK.
I think
where is the love?
I think your hair beats mine 10 out of 10 times. Owen, I can only dream of having the majesty of that.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out here.
Wait. How many people here can put their hair in a ponytail right now?
Just one man.
Just 3.
2.
Just 3.
Oh, 3 men. Oh, wow. 3 men.
That's right.
Half the guys in this room can ponytail their hair. That's wild times we live in.
That's right.
Honestly,
the only reason I have long hair is because I don't have a barber anymore because he moved, and I just refuse to try a new person. So that's really it for me.
Loyalty.
I had dreadlocks up until today.
Really?
That's right. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, everyone out there, we thank you guys for hanging out with our crazy conversations about religion, DeFi, rugs, Yieldnodes, and more religion. We're going to change things up next week. We're going to have
my power is going in and out right now. It's like a hurricane outside, basically. Can you see all my lights flickering?
Yeah,
man.
We do.
It's Halloween month anyway. It's spooky enough. It's fitting the aesthetic.
So anyway, guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and we will all catch you next week.
See you guys.